The rundown has some startling TikTok recordings, yet the best position goes to this video that had everybody hopping in dread. The video was initially posted by @Artem_Mocrushan on May 19, 2020. Gathering more than 20 million perspectives. The repulsiveness of TikTok was mainstream to the point that months after the client posted it on the application, it re-emerged and circulated around the web on Twitter. Anyway, what made the 15-second video so startling? In the viral video, a man and lady are in their room, presumably toward the finish of a taxing day. As the man goes into the room, he turns off the lights. Interestingly, every time the light flicks off, you can see a frightening shadowy figure moving toward the entryway. Yet, when the man switches the lights back on, there's nothing there. At the point when the man turns off the lights the third time, the unpleasant figure races to the screen, joined by a shouting sound. The obscurity, the puzzling character, the shrilling sound, and quick forward impacts find you napping. Also, briefly make you disdain whoever made you watch the video. Clients that watched the video admitted that it made them break their fingernails. They were not ready for the leap alarm. The TikTok frightened a lot of people, and the solid responses it got demonstrates its striking. Figure you can watch it without getting frightened. Is it true that you fear the sea? In the event that you have thalassophobia, this video may trigger restless evenings, since it assumes you to a position you may never return home. In TikTok, @Hanger Danger goes out into the sea and chooses to take a plunge that should be his last. In a very Nietzsche, gaze into the void, narrating style. Shane depicts how one can be entranced by the sea to their own drawback. In the wake of cruising into the sea, he plunges into the water, and briefly, things are quiet. In any case, when he attempts to paddle his way back to the boat, he finds he can't. Prior to he's assembled his contemplations, he sees whales cruising ceaselessly, kind of running from something hazardous. It's a regional tiger shark. Eventually, blue goes to dark, as the jumper acknowledges his destiny. The video is so unpleasant and sensible that it has a thalassophobia cautioning in the title. Yet, you can wager that millions saw it. At the point when you consider everything, the sea is a mysterious spot, yet it's very not where you need to take your final gasp. School restrooms are baffling, and from the numerous accounts, individuals advise, it's one spot you would prefer not to visit alone. In this TikTok, @Bloody Deeb is in the washroom when shouts and awful banging end the serene quiet. Like any inquisitive soul, the woman explores the inquisitive clamor. To her stun, the banging gets more incredible and tense, constraining her to freeze behind her. Hi, she tests from a protected distance prior to running out of the washroom at lightning speed. It's just through sluggish movement that we get a brief look at whatever she saw, and it is chilling. An upsetting figure with a pale face and dark garments jumps out of the last slowdown at the far end. She didn't hold on to confront the alarming animal. And this may be the best choice she at any point made. The video's subtitle peruses, "Was war das bit? What was that? What was that, please?" The exercise here is that in the event that you find a dubious figure in the washroom, don't explore. Get the hell out of there and track down some expert assistance. In any case, if all thrillers followed this rationale, we wouldn't have any motion pictures presently, would we? Yet, genuinely, what was that thing? Home is the lone spot the majority of us can discover harmony in an extreme world. However, it shouldn't be the place where we find happiness in the hereafter. This TikTok from @nico.kent shows how his spooky home denies him of both. In the video, Nico is gasping and breathing vigorously. Behind the scenes of the video, he records an abnormal event in his room. In what must be depicted as a more abnormal things beast, he finds that he was on the whole correct to be dubious. An animal with long thin dark fingers shuts the storeroom entryways while making some frightening tapping sounds. The frightened man surges out of his condo trying to get away from the beast. His subtitle communicates his feelings of dread right now, as it peruses, "Any other individual seeing strange things in Seattle 'cause I'm going to move." But exactly when he believes he's protected, he hears some undefinable sounds coming from the lower part of the steps. Are the outsiders here? Is Seattle frequented? Nico thinks along these lines, and his proof is to some degree persuading. Envision watching a late-night film when the TV fire's misbehaving, changing the channel without help from anyone else. As you tune into static and see peculiar examples on the screen, the TV begins conversing with you. It understands what you've been doing. What a creeper. In this Dream Analytics video, the above situation unfurls, yet it doesn't end there. As TikTok proceeds, the TV gives the confused man the possibility that something vile is in progress. Undoubtedly, an interloper with a white jokester's face creeps up behind him, watching him intently. Eventually, the interloper is adjacent to the man, who is so unfortunate he isn't looking. The TikTok closes with an insane jokester snicker that leaves you crisp as the screen blurs too dark. It's genuine to the point that you may wind up investigating your shoulder a couple of times after you watch the video. It is safe to say that you are distant from everyone else? Is it true that you are certain? Midnights are calm, and for any evening person, this is an opportunity to unwind or wash dishes before bed. This TikTok is both frightening and upsetting and may have you reevaluate your evening person ways. The video posted by @Second Horror gets going consummately, with a lady washing her dishes in the calm of the evening. She quickly stops when she hears a thump on the entryway. This is the point at which the video gets fascinating. Sign disposition lighting. Between the beating at the entryway and the canine's barks, the temperament terribly moves. At the point when she checks and opens the entryway, there's nobody there. At the point when this happens the subsequent time, she doesn't take any risks since she realizes that something's off. In the wake of examining the region cautiously, she sees a figure from good ways and spots a woman standing menacingly in obscurity. You can wager that she doesn't rest after this, since the baffling figure appears as though she implies business. What might you do in a similar situation? Would you go out and face the dreadful woman? A stroll in the recreation center during a wonderful climate is continually unwinding. In any case, what happens when there's a beast searching for blood in the recreation center? This video by its shortest blockbusters starts with inconceivable tension as an individual with a camera records a weird animal. The colossal animal looks strikingly outsider and, slouching over a piece, appears to be athletic. The client chooses to take cover behind a tree, staying away from the frightening animal. However, he's not extremely fruitful. The most startling part is the point at which the animal charges at the camera, snarling like a hunter finding its prey. The temperamental camera development, eventually, leaves crowds contemplating whether the animal finds the individual chronicle it. In the event that Frankenstein's beast appears as though this present, there's zero chance a large portion of us would endure its anger. Separately created hypersensible dolls are another craze, and they make for intriguing endowments. This TikTok highlights an extraordinary doll that in a real sense springs up after its genuine guardians visit the doll store. The video posted by @Jeanette.Regina begins with a couple visiting the doll store where they are flabbergasted by a doll they see. Yet, when they press the on button, the doll wakes up, uncovering that she's their tragically missing girl. The content on screen helps drive the story forward, as the dolls describe how the storekeeper utilized wizardry to transform her into a doll. On the off chance that one scene of Night Gallery wasn't sufficient to turn you off to dolls, if Annabelle didn't get the job done, possibly this one will. Any doll that becomes animated is sufficient to make you say, no, and leave. School is the best spot to meet new individuals, and for youngsters, it's the ideal spot to make new companions. This TikTok video by @Ashur Garavi recounts the account of two children nearly being closest friends. After one child can't pay for lunch, a liberal more bizarre proposals to pay, asserting that it's an acceptable deed. As the children fabricate compatibility, the lunch kid gets welcomed to his new companion's home. Be that as it may, when they return home, things turn out badly rapidly. "Mother, I brought supper," are the final words the new child hears before the clasp moves to a stop. Starting here, it's not difficult to fill in the holes with respect to what occurs next in this Hansel and Gretel-esque scene. Children, don't go for supper at a bizarre house without telling your grandmother first. You may turn into the supper yourself. TikTok is home to a large number of lip-sync recordings, and without fail, clients post themselves doing famous difficulties. @Herony is an expert of amazements, and in this video, he has a stunning turn for his fans. The video begins typically with the youthful influencer acting like if he's going to lip-sync to an infectious pop tune. Be that as it may, inside the space of seconds the music stops and the camera zooms into a dim corner. In a video that takes advantage of cliché awfulness sayings, the young fellow looks had, turning his head in super speed like an evil presence. The frightening soundtrack running behind the scenes further adds a creepy impact to the clasp. As the video closes, the devil bounces from the corner give out, hoping to snatch the watcher through the camera. In the event that the evil presence contort doesn't get you, the outstretched hands will make them drive your telephone away from your face.